Hi, Aries. How we doing this week? All right. Well, everybody had trigger warnings this week, so we're going to focus on something positive this week. We got a full moon coming up on, I believe, the 29th. I don't know why I'm looking at it that way, but yeah. All right, so we're going to do moonology manifestation. Let's get an idea of what is going on this week. What do we have going on for Aries? We have trusting the universe. So maybe this week you're allowing yourself to finally trust the universe. Trust that comes in. Maybe this is also about trusting yourself. We do have leave the past and leave behind. So maybe there's a project or relationship or something along the lines that you're needing to allow the universe to kind of just do its magic this week, you know? And I feel like both these cards are shadowed also. So it's kind of, I feel like, definitely kind of a balancing week, allowing yourself to just trust that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to this week. And just kind of letting whatever needs to be in the past be in the past. All right, we're using the Chrysalis Tarot this week. So we have the Ace of Mirrors, which mirrors are cups. And I like that. And it's about being open. But it's also about, see how that water's coming out of the mirror? It's overflowing. So I feel like it's kind of like getting a clear, crisp, sharp idea and allowing it to kind of flow. And then we have the Star followed that. So definitely, letting those dreams and those wishes just kind of be. Five of Mirrors on the bottom. So it might be tough and it might be like a situation where you're kind of regretting a little bit, but definitely I feel like it's more of just kind of putting some love forth. Maybe this is more you being attuned to self-love. And then we have that Five of Stones. It's kind of like, I feel like the Five of Stones in this one, which is the Five of Pentacles. That's kind of like maybe sitting out in solitude. It normally talks about conflict, but I feel like it's kind of like sitting this one out, and then we have that King of Spirals. I love that. King of Wands. It's like having some drive, and it's also the companion in this deck. You can't say it like that. What else do we have going on? Let me do more first. Get a full picture. Oh, I like that. Six of Stones. Ooh, I like it. The Seven of Scrolls with the Eight of Mirrors. I like whatever you're doing, it's like a call to action. Where you headed, where you're going. And it's allowing yourself to trust the universe. With that Seven of Scrolls, I don't feel like it's really deceptive energy. Scrolls are swords. So it's like that Seven of Swords, but it's kind of like choosing a door. It's like he's looked through all of these scrolls and now he's trying to figure out what to do next. And then we have that Eight of Mirrors, which is the Eight of Cups, and it's like moving forward, having some kind of new bright idea or concept this week. And definitely a lot about, I feel like, messages this week. It's really interesting. I like this. Spires are wands, and the Knight of Wands is normally about like moving any way that you're passionate about. And I like it. So it's like having some kind of new, I feel like, self idea about something and having that willpower and drive to really succeed with that King of Pentacles. And it's also about knowing that you're not alone behind this, especially with a companion here and trust the universe. It's like kind of let go of the past, trust the direction, trust yourself, trust what you're seeing in the mirror, let your emotions flow, let it flow and watch yourself grow into this king of spirals, this king of wands, so to speak. And whatever healing or wishes that you're putting forth, I feel like that is also very receptive. It's like being rooted and grounded. It's like interwoven into you. And then we have the Five of Stones. I can't talk today, which is the Pentacles. It's kind of like setting it out and just allowing something to change, transform, allowing something to kind of end, and knowing that it's all gonna be okay. Definitely a very interesting week for you. I feel like it's opening something up for you with this Ace of Mirrors. Something that you love, something that you choose. This could be some kind of new idea, new option. It brings in some kind of healing energy, especially if you've been in kind of the zone of, self-pity, I'm going to say, and sitting it out, just kind of isolating with that Five of Stones, and just kind of, if this isn't you, I feel like this is bringing somebody into your world that kind of has that drive and passion. And it feels like very rooted and very grounded with that Six of Stones. It's like, see how everything is just intertwined in that tree. And then you have these beautiful pictures hanging off there. It's like something can grow from that, and it allows for definitely some beautiful transformation that you have. And I feel like it's kind of a gift. What it is. One more, please. Thank you. And the Chariot back on the bottom. So definitely moving towards something. Definitely having some willpower action. We do have the Five of Scrolls, which is the Five of Swords. I feel like your advice this week is if you are dealing with conflict, I think that you should have nothing to do with it. Just stay out of it this week. With that Ace of Pentacles in reverse and also the Emperor in reverse. It's like if somebody's coming at you sideways or somebody's coming at you that puts you in a step of self-doubt or mental conflict this week, I think it's about just kind of leaving it be. Like, I don't want any part of it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep moving forward. And this could be a lot of chaotic communication, I feel like. Very interesting read. I really like it, though. Definitely a good week for you. Definitely some new things, some very positive things, some healing or some dreams coming in. I see some fives, so a lot of changes. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, that's what I have for you this week, Aries. All right, we're going to get to our little bitty love portion. It's not going to be crazy and insane like it was last week. So bear with me. Could be a new relationship that you're bringing in. All right, what do we have for love for Aries this week? What do we have going on in the love department? We have self-limiting beliefs. I think one flipped over. And deception. So I think this is more about you having your own self-limiting beliefs, and I feel like being deceptive towards yourself. You could be dealing with somebody that puts you in the state of deception and makes you want to believe that way, but honestly, you make that choice. But this could be a good time to talk with a counselor with wisdom on the bottom. And it's also about learning from that situation. And we have self-awareness on the behind that. So maybe being self-aware this week, especially when it comes to love, and knowing the fact that you might be the one holding yourself back with that Four of Pentacles. I should really timestamp these. You know, we do have the Three of Cups. So this could be like third-party energy. This could be just you trying to get out there and free yourself up a little bit. But this could be about a family that's kind of been broken up. That Ten of Pentacles. It could be you not really being happy right now about current situations, you know. But I feel like right now with that self-limiting belief, you're kind of at some kind of block. And it might be like you have a scarcity mindset. Like, maybe I'm not going to find somebody. Maybe I'm not going to be able to move forward. Type of energy. There's that King of Wands showing up again. I like that. And I feel like the more you kind of focus on the wisdom and the effort you're putting into yourself, you know, this could be you talking to somebody or you just working through it. It allows for you to open up some of that Four of Pentacles energy and releases some of that. Allows you to have a little bit of fun. You may not quite hit your happy mode yet, but I feel like calm and peace is just kind of working its way in. And things start to kind of turn in your favor. You know, you're definitely not as mentally conflicted, and it's allowing yourself to kind of break free of that. You know, I do see you kind of balancing out or even having possibilities with the King of Wands and that King of Cups. You know, you could be deciding between somebody that's super driven or somebody that's emotionally mature. But definitely, I do feel like you're putting some work in. All right. That's what I have for your left portion. All right. If you guys want me to continue these, please leave me a comment. Let me know. All right. And I will see you guys later. I'll be doing your monthlies coming out soon. All right, guys. That's what I got for you. Bye.